Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Mama Son Convos podcast. My name is Owen.
I thought I was gonna start it, but
You
okay.
started
Hi,
started
I'm
it.
the mom. Welcome back to Mom and Son Convos. So what's up, Oh? How's your month going? How
Uh,
did your last month go?
pretty pretty boring.
It was boring.
I didn't really do anything.
You didn't really. Okay, let's run it down. You went to Drake concert. You had VIP backstage tickets, and it was pretty boring. Are you crazy?
That wasn't my last month.
That was last month.
That was in March,
That was April.
April. Yeah.
Yeah.
Other than that, it was boring. It's only one thing.
You're so ungrateful.
I'm very grateful. It was
What do
just
you mean?
boring.
It wasn't boring. I don't think it was boring. I think it was a very interesting time for us. You went to Drake concert. Okay, let's run it down. Last month, there was the bridge that collapsed in Maryland, right? Remember that?
Yeah.
The bridge that collapsed in Maryland. And you were like, well, it wasn't that bad, Mom. Remember that?
Yes.
It was a horrible thing. And nobody's talking about the bridge and why it collapsed then.
They know why it collapsed.
Why?
Because the ship hit it.
Yeah, but what was the cause of the.
Because the ship hit it.
Yeah, but why?
Because it didn't know where it was going.
Yeah, that's what they say. But okay, so that happened. Then we had the infamous earthquake. You don't remember the earthquake? Th-
Yes.
that wasn't boring. That was boring.
I was just saying the month has been boring.
No, the month was not boring. That was a very scary situation. No, the earthquake.
It was scary, but it still doesn't, make the whole month. Oh, the month is
Okay, so the earthquake happened. I think that was the same day we went to the concert, right?
no.
Oh, the next day. It was around the same no, it was the next week or something, or that weekend, something. It was around that time, but the earthquake happened. It was a little scary. I thought the house was going to collapse. You were at school. I don't know what's going on with your attitude, but you were at school and we were communicating via email because you don't take your phone to school. And it was a little scary. That's the second earthquake I felt. So I know if it was a real earthquake, I'm dead because my heart was racing and everything. So I think my third earthquake, I hope I'm old and gone. Um, did the Drake concert. Did the Drake concert happen?
Get what's
You sent me you got to perform with Little Dirk. You met Little Dirk. He paid you for performing with him. That was boring. Are you crazy? I'm 14 and I get to meet entertainer. I would have loved it. It was fun for me. Okay, so it was boring. And stop sniffling on the mic. And you need
I
to
have allergies.
well, you should have took your allergy
I
medicine.
did. I
Owen.
still have allergies.
Um What else? So you said it was boring. So what's going on with school? This is the last semester in school. What's going on?
School is just going at this point. Where
Owen, do you want to end the podcast? All
no,
right. So are we going to talk or we
I
just going
was
to have an
talking.
attitude? Okay.
You just cut
So
me
you
off.
need to liven up a little bit. Everything can't be dead and boring.
I didn't say it was boring. I
Okay.
said
So do you want to end the podcast or we going to have a
I was
conversation?
talking and
All
you
right.
just
Come
cut
on.
me
Go ahead. Talk.
off. School's going. We're preparing for regents in a month. Well, some regents are closer, and then some classes I don't have regents. I just have finals. Like for English, I think my finals in 2 weeks. Social studies, I think we're starting it next week. And Italian, we're starting it next week. So most of my finals are next week, and then the regents mostly are in June.
So how many regions are you taking? Do you know?
Two.
Two regions?
Yes.
And that's going to wrap up the ninth grade year?
Yes.
Are you excited about it or are you nervous about it?
No, I'm ready to move on. I didn't like my ninth grade year.
You have to speak up a little bit. You
I,
didn't like your ninth grade year?
no,
Okay, why didn't you like your ninth grade year?
I just didn't like it. It was pretty, wasn't hard. It was just like, it was weird. Because I was at home a lot this year. Because I didn't really do a lot of after school activities. So it was different compared to other years. So 10th grade's going to be a better year. I didn't like my ninth grade year, though.
What would make it better next year? You're going to participate more in extracurricular activities or?
Yeah. kind of, because it was really boring just staying at home and doing work. Like it was nothing to do. So
So next year you're going to participate more.
yes,
Okay, so what activities do you think you're going to partake in?
I don't know, because every year the activities change. We have a new principal. So
Okay, so um what would you advise a freshman coming into high school? What would you advise them to do that would make their freshman year a little bit more enthusiastic, a little bit more fun, I guess?
well, some people don't like to do after school activities. So I would just say, I don't know, be social. I can't really give advice because everybody's year was different. Like some people said their year was amazing because they didn't do anything. Some people said their year was too much because they did too much things. So you have to find a balance. It's only 1 year. It's your first year of high school. You're not gonna get it perfect. So
Okay, so that makes sense. So some people don't like to be social, but you being a social butterfly and you opted not to do a lot of things because you put all of your eggs in one basket, you would think that a person that do like to socialize should be more social in school activities.
not even just school activities, just in general. Because you
And
don't have to just because being social in school activities doesn't mean it's not gonna be boring. Because if you're doing after school activities, then you're just going home. 'Cause some after school activities are really boring.
so you just want to be social all in general,
Yeah.
in school and out of school.
Yes.
Okay, that makes sense. Anything else you want to talk about?
For school.
Just in general, because you always say that I'm lecturing you when we're on the podcast, so this is your time. What anything else you want to bring up?
Um, the next one.
The next one.
The next one.
The next one?
Yes.
Oh, basketball? Oh, now you're a Knicks fan?
No, I'm not. I already said my predictions. It's gonna be Boston and the Nuggets in the finals, and then it's going to be the Nuggets in seven. That's how it's gonna go because the Knicks cannot get past the second round to save their life. So
But what about if they do get past it? Then what?
they're not getting past the third. They're not winning the championship. I can bet money on that. They're not that good for them to win the chip.
Well, they came a long way. They're the underdogs. They've been the underdogs for a long time.
This happened last. This happened for like the past 3 years in a row
Yeah,
now.
but they've been the underdogs since I was your age.
Mm.
So they came a long way. But go Knicks, go. I thought I had my Crocs on because I got the Knicks on my Crocs. Okay, so the Knicks. We watched that game the other night. Okay, what else?
I don't have topics off the top of my
But I
head.
told you to have topics. Because then I look like I'm taking over the podcast, and this is something that we talked about, and I'm giving you the floor, and you stay sitting there with your long face, and then I look like I'm being the bad parent lecturing. So, do you want to do this podcast or not?
It's kind of hard to balance, school, podcast, and then
How
like,
is it hard to balance the school and
cause you want
podcast?
me to do this, you want me to figure out activities for this, and then I have to do stuff for school, and then you're telling me write down. It's just like
Okay, first of all, act. You just said,
I said schoolwork. I didn't
you
use.
said your schoolwork. What is that? What is it that you're balancing? We're just having conversation. I never told you to. I said, Owen, think of some questions to ask me this morning, last night. Think of something to ask me because you're saying that I'm taking over the podcast. So if you don't want to do the podcast, you don't have to do the podcast. I'm not forcing you to do the. Do you feel like I'm forcing you to do the podcast?
No,
So what is the long face about? That's what I'm confused about.
it's nothing. I don't have a long face.
Um, let's see. What else can we talk about? We talked about the sports. We talked about school. I was looking through YouTube the other day. I saw somebody have a similar podcast, but it's a mother and daughter. I like your podcast. Um, I don't know the name, and if I remember the name, I don't think I would give you a shout out. But I like the podcast, even though it's a mother and daughter, and the child is 19 years old. I don't think I will be doing this with Owen when he's 19. I think we're going to stop right before he graduated high school. It's just I'm doing this podcast because I thought he enjoyed talking to me, but obviously today he said he needs to learn to find a balance. He needs to find a balance, which I don't know why, because he does nothing but look at YouTube or listen to music on his phone. But um, so shout out to the mother and daughter doing the podcast like us. It was cute. I appreciate it. I'm glad that I'm influencing someone out there. Thank you to everyone that hit me up on my text messages or if they see me in the street and ask me about the podcast. I appreciate it. Um what else? I wanted to bring up a topic. Okay, let's talk about this. Do you think if I oh, we had some good news. Even though Owen recanted on his decision, that I'm grateful that you went for a goal. You achieved the goal that you went out for. And I don't want you to ever think, oh well, my mom is
I didn't achieve it. I didn't even get accepted yet.
you did get accepted. I spoke to the lady. You did get accepted. They just have to take they have to take the proper protocol, but we both got accepted. I'm not gonna put because somebody told me that I put all of my business on this podcast. And if you only knew how much business I have, this is nothing compared to what I go through on a regular basis. But but I don't want you to ever think that I'm putting my goals in front of you. I just want you to make sure that you're doing something for the right reasons. And to me, basketball shouldn't be the only reason that you want to just change both of our lifestyles.
That's why I said I wasn't
Yeah,
going.
but I don't want you to just say, all right, just chuck it up and just like, all right, whatever. I just want you to understand that moving forward. Because now the next thing is going to be you looking for a college. And you told me you want to go to school in California. I'm not gonna tell you not to go, but I'm gonna tell you it's gonna be expensive. And it's gonna be more expensive for you than me because now this is where your independence come into play. You wanna go to California? Go ahead, go to California, but there's not gonna be mom, I need this and that. Now you have to become an adult now. Now you're gonna have to realize, okay, was this a good move? And that's life. You're gonna have to learn your decisions were the right moves that you make in life. But I'm telling you right now, when you're at home, California will not be the best move for you right away in 3 years. Maybe somewhere locally would be good for you. And then as you grow up, then yeah, California.
I'm definitely going out of state. I don't want to
Yeah,
stay
yeah,
in
yeah,
New York.
yeah. I want you to go out of state, but I don't want you to go across.
I don't even want to stay in the tri-state.
Okay, so that's fine. But I don't want you to go to California. But if that's what you decide to do, then that's what you decide to do. But just know that when spring break come, winter break come, what's gonna happen?
I'll be in Cali.
Yeah, but school closes. School is not open all year round.
I know.
So who's gonna fly you back home?
I don't know. Well, hopefully, I go to school on a scholarship, so I don't have to pay money. So then I'll have money left over as like spending money, I guess.
You think that's how it works?
When you get a scholarship, you don't have to really pay for your
But for
tuition.
yeah, tuition, that's it. So what are you gonna do? You gonna work and go to school at the same time?
Yeah,
Okay, all right. Um, what else? What else? There was something else I wanted to talk about. We talked about the earthquake. We talked about oh, okay, we talked about us getting those achievements, and I'm very proud of you. I don't want you to think, "Oh, well, my mom is going to" No, I told you, if this is your goal, I'm gonna stick beside you. I'm gonna support you. I will even get another job to help you financially, but I can't support something that is not feasible or that's not right here in my face. If that situation would have said, "Yes, Owen is coming here and he's guaranteed this position," then all board. But if we're just hoping and praying, then it's not fair to me. I'm only one individual. Oh, for the last month, I was being grown. I was hanging out. I was dating. Mhm. I was dating. I was trying to have a little fun, and then I just got tired. I just broke down. I got tired. Um, We're trying to plan a vacation now, right?
Hmm.
I never been on a cruise. Always never been on a cruise. We're trying to do something. Would you rather go on a cruise or just fly out somewhere?
I was looking like I didn't know like how dark it gets on the ocean. So like when you look outside on a cruise and
Yeah, it's pitch black.
it's like 9 o'clock, it's just like there's no light.
You're in the water, yeah.
And I don't like the water, so
Yes, but you say you wanted to go. I want to go to Alaska.
you can go to Alaska by yourself.
But you said you wanted to go to Alaska.
No, I thought there was an Alaska cruise.
There is an Alaska cruise.
They don't come out of New York.
You don't have to leave out of New York.
I don't know what I want to do for the summer. I don't know if I want to. Working is out the window at this point.
But working is not out of the window. We're only in May. You get out of school in June. So you have
A
what?
month, less
You got about approximately, we're going to say 60 more days to figure out if you're going to work.
60.
Yeah.
School ends in 20 days.
The, yeah, but the summer really technically starts approximately. I'm not giving you a definite answer. In 60 days. And you don't have to work. Do something else. Take a course. Learn a skill. You don't have to work. You're I don't want to say your generation because you get offended by that, but you guys have to learn how to be social. It's not okay, yeah, you working is not easy. Somebody now this time when you get a job, it's not only me telling you what to do. Now you have somebody else telling you what to do. You'll be like, you know what? I can't handle this. I'd rather not work. Working is not easy. It's not an easy thing. It's somebody you're dealing with a different personality, other people. So if working is not in the future, then okay, say I want to go learn this type of skill. Because I even asked you that the other day. Oh, would you like to learn about cars, or would you like to learn how to cut hair, or some type of skill that you want to pick up? Is that life is not about just all right, money, money, money. Learn something. No, yes.
But like, I want to learn something that's gonna help me succeed. That's why I don't.
But if you learn how to cut hair, you could cut your friend's hair. That will help you make a little pocket change. If you learn how to go do mechanics, if you want to learn how to do cars, sorry. Yeah, that could help you. You could start learning how to fix people cars. You say you want to go to school to become an engineer. Look at programs. Maybe you could volunteer, shadow somebody. Because life is about doing a lot of things for free to get up in the world. Trust me. You're gonna have to sit there and just ha 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 learn how to do stuff for free so you could show them that you're serious about the position. It's not about all right, I'm gonna go to school, get this degree, and just make millions of dollars. No. It's who you know. And you don't know a lot of people, and I don't know a lot of people. So does that make sense?
Yes.
Um You told me you were gonna take over this podcast, so I really didn't have anything to talk about because you told me the last podcast that I was lecturing you too much. So now we're here just so I'm trying to okay, what about kids that are okay, let's talk about this, right? Because for last month, I would say about 2 weeks straight, you were cutting a class, right? You don't want to say you were cutting a class, but you were cutting a class. And your school have this policy when you miss a class, the automated service contacts the parents. And before the service would contact me, you would let me know, Mom, I didn't go to the class. The teacher just marked me absent, but I was there. Did I freak out?
Yes.
I freaked out?
Yes.
Okay, what did I do?
You did. You made me write down. You said if it happens, yeah, I'm gonna lose all this. You said
Oh
you're
no
gonna
no no
send me to
no
boarding
no no.
school.
Oh yeah yeah yeah. But when the school called me because it's not about you cutting the class. What do you think it's about?
I wasn't lying. I was in the
It's
class.
about you lying. If you cut the class, you could, Mom, I didn't feel like going. Cool. Because if somebody have to call me, interrupt my sleep, letting me know you're not in the class, then that becomes a problem. Owen, what happened to this class? I was there. The teacher just marked me absent. So they mark you absent twice in 2 weeks. They mark you absent. If you cut the class, "Mom, I cut the class." Okay, you're covered. But if you're there, you're telling me the teacher's just marking you absent for no reason. I know what I wanna talking about teachers. So, Owen is going through some thing in school that he feels that I really can't really confront the educators about, because this is now he's in ninth grade, he's in high school. Now this is where, and I know a lot of parents like to just say, "Oh, not my child," and this, and not my kid, but you have to teach your kids how to advocate for themselves. Owen gets a lot of judgment in his school by his educators because he's in advanced classes. But Owen has this fascination about wanting to be hood. He wants to look a certain way. I don't know exactly how he performs in school or how his behavior is in school, but he likes to look a certain way that will present himself as quote unquote hood. I can't take that away from him. I mean, as long as he's being presentable when he's with me, and when he leaves the house, he looks presentable. I know the other day I saw him sag in his pants and I wanted to put his head through the window. He told me that he overheard one of his teachers talking negative about him. And I tell Owen, yes, if I saw a certain group of kids acting a certain way, as a human being, you're going to feel a certain way. But if they're looking at you as this prestige, upper class student, and you want to be so rah, 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 you have to show that in your performance in school. You have to let them know, okay, yes, just because I have my braids, or just because I like to wear my clothes a certain way, or speak a certain way, that I am not that stereotypical person that you think I am, because of course the educators at his school are not from the same community that we're from. So how do you feel, or how can you tell other kids that like dressing the way you like to dress? Because in your school they have dress code. You can't wear clothes, which I understand. You can't wear clothes with certain paraphernalia on it. You can't do X, Y, and Z with your clothes. How do you feel? It's two-part question. How did you feel when you overheard another educator speaking negative about you? And how would you express to other children your age group, if they like to express their style or their character in their clothing? How would you express it?
Well, when I heard them overheard talking about me, at first I thought it was like normal, but like it kept happening, so I was like, "Oh, okay." But then it's like weird because then like when I start like just focusing on school and then like not interacting, then they ask me like, "Oh, and are you okay?" So it's like it doesn't really make sense because it's it's like when I act normal, it's like, oh, it's bad, but then when I start acting how they want me to act, then it's also bad. So it's like you can't win, you know?
Can I interject for a second?
Yeah.
Um, just to clarify some things. Owen, most of his classes are advanced classes, and in
Yeah,
those
they're
classes,
all advanced.
O in his classes, Owen are not friends with none of the kids in his class. He's friends with the other kids that are not in his class, and I am assuming, I don't know, that the kids that are in his class are very, tame, they're to themselves, dress a certain they look very presentable. Owen likes to look urban. I am I wrong?
They don't dress they don't dress streetwear. They wear very casual.
Yeah, they wear the khakis, and he gets judged because and I'm not gonna take that away from him, because my parents growing up, he wore the boys in our family wore khaki pants. They never had long hair like Owen had long hair. Even when we went out for Easter, Owen came to the dinner with the holes in the pant, the distressed pants and the Jordans, and I'm like, "Oh, it's Sunday, you should wear the khakis," and I'm like, "You know what? You have to express yourself. I know that you're not a bad kid, but go ahead, finish doing what you're doing. Say."
So it was like, what was I talking about? Oh yeah. So it was like
Overhearing the teacher talk negative about you.
it was like kind of confusing. And that was another reason why I like wanted to transfer because it was like if they were talking about me, like who else? Like and then it started to feel like that no teacher was like really like messing with me if that makes sense. Cause then the same thing with the guidance counselor says how like my social life doesn't really like go with my school because it doesn't make sense how I'm smart, but then I hang out with those certain people. So it was like people don't like mess with me. It was like just wishing bad. That's why I want to like transfer because I felt like every time I did something, like it could be like something good and it would be like, oh, whatever. But then as soon as I get something bad, it was like they blew it out of proportion. Like if I was to get like 100 on a test, like I remember one time I was like the only person in the class who got 100 and it was like, all right, whatever, you got 100. And then I remember I was like, I had the lowest test grade, but it wasn't like it wasn't failing. It was like an 80 something. I remember he was like, "Oh, how'd you get an 80? You should start studying more." I was like, but when the other kids didn't even get the question, it just felt like nobody was messing with me. What was the other part of the question? What did
So
they
okay, so you felt like when you overheard the educators talking about you, you felt like everybody was against you.
Yeah,
The educators were against
it
you.
just felt like everybody was rooting against me, so it was like
But
if
do you understand why though?
yeah,
Do you understand their point of view?
but like there's other kids in my advanced classes that look like me, act like me, like the same dressing way and they don't get talked about. They can have worse grades than me and they don't get talked about. Not saying that their
But you
grades are
don't know if they don't get talked about. It's just that
okay.
the teachers look at you in a higher regards more than they look at the other kids, and they're saying that your academically, your social lifestyle doesn't match your academic lifestyle.
Yeah, it's like I feel like they're making it like on purposely extra hard for me to do certain things now. I feel like when my stuff gets graded, really like I cuz I even went hand in hand with my friend and my I had everything done, everything written. I was like my best work and I got like a 70 or 75 on it. I look at my friend and he didn't even do half of the work and he's getting 100. So it's like they were grading my stuff harsher. I was like, but why? It's like it's feel like they like the teachers just like make it harder on purpose. Like so like
So
it's
do you
harder to
feel like every
pass.
teacher is doing this, or do you just feel like it's only one teacher that's doing
No,
this?
it's a couple. I don't want to name drop, but it's a couple
Okay,
teachers.
but okay, now that you recognize that, did you confront the teacher? Did you talk to the teacher?
No, I just started to just like distance myself from people in that class and just focused on the work, really.
Okay, so moving forward, going into the 10th grade, if you feel any type of negative feedback from the educators, you send them an email and carbon copy me. That's all. This is how I feel, and I feel like I'm being picked on, or this is harshly being graded. And you just have a conversation. You have to start advocating for yourself. Not every 2 seconds, mom, mom, mom. I'm going to always have your back, and if I don't see the teacher respond, I will contact them, and you know I will. This is a new environment for you, especially now that you have to start being independent because this is what's the word? This is preparing you for college. Because you think if you have a problem with a professor, you're gonna call mom and say, "Hey mom, my professor graded my grade lower than everybody else's." No, you have to advocate for yourself because it's not gonna just stop at high school. People always gonna look at you differently. And it might not always just be you. It might feel that way, but it's just that's life. The second question was, do you feel that the dress code kids should express themselves? Do you feel like you guys get judged on how you guys dress negatively because of your dressing? Like I saw this little boy the other day wear a Snoop Dogg shirt and Snoop Dogg had marijuana in his mouth, and I was like, "He's wearing that to school? Wow." Do you think that's a negative way to judge kids when they're wearing negative
There's a certain way to, okay, like if
Would
you
you wear a Snoop Dogg marijuana shirt to school, or will you buy that type of clothes, or will say, "Hey, mom, can you buy me that shirt?"
not to school,
But you will want me to buy you that shirt?
depends on how nice the shirt is. If it's nice, it's
With
nice.
Snoop having marijuana in his mouth?
If it's nice, it's nice.
Yeah, all right, okay, mhm.
But I feel like a lot of people when they think of like a smart person, they think of a kid with nerds who doesn't talk to people. Just like he wakes up, reads, goes to sleep. He goes to sleep studying, and like now it's like kind of changing. A lot of teachers can't like process that, especially like the older teachers. Like the younger teachers, they're good, or especially like the teachers with kids, they understand like people are gonna start dressing. But a lot of teachers that are like older are like that are like not like familiar with like the new way. Like they want like the kids like in their classes, especially the advanced teachers, to like act a certain way, like look a certain way, like for example during the lunch periods, they want you to like this one teacher wants you to just like he doesn't even want you to eat, just go and study, do your work, and you could eat when you get home, which is crazy because people like want to value their time. Because even during gym, some people like another teacher, if you're gym, she wants you to come in during your gym period to come do her work. I'm like, but what if you want to go to gym, or what if that's the only class you see such and such in? So I just think a lot of teachers just like don't understand kids sometimes.
But can I say something to that? But sometimes if you're not doing well in a class, that's the consequence you pay. You're gonna have to miss a favorite subject to better yourself at another class. So when you hear a teacher is trying to help you out, don't always think of it as a negative way. Because a teacher could be like, you know what, I don't care. I'ma just mark this market period and you go about your business. But if you see a teacher is trying to help you, then and that's the difference between having a job and being passionate about your work. And a lot of people do that in every occupation. You have to be passionate about what you do. Yeah, everybody get paid at the end of the day, but if you're not passionate about what you do, it's going to be a lot of mess ups in the world. So if you see a teacher say, "Hey, I see that you got a 75 and I know you could get better than a 75. Don't go to your gym class. I'm going to speak to your gym teacher and just come make up the work." And you're like, "But no, I get to see Jack Henry and Todd in that class. And that's the only time I get to see him." But you as a person that want to pass, and I'm not speaking just you, this is a broad conversation. That's the sacrifice you have to make. Just like me, when I was struggling at work, I had to go to somebody's house so that person can help me out to learn the policies of the job because I have to better myself. It's not that I wanted to do it, even though the girl is a very nice woman and she's a very good friend. But that's the sacrifices that you have to make in life. You can't just think, okay, this person is picking on me or this person is treating me harshly. Start turning it into a positive than a negative, and then maybe you will feel a little bit more better. Just like somebody told me the incorrect answer at work, and I was just like, I can't stress myself anymore that I'm doing. I'm a human being. These are all human beings teaching each other. The teachers are teaching you, and I'm teaching you, and we're all humans. So it's not everything that they're going to tell you is going to be 100% correct. And if you always feel like somebody's doing something incorrectly, don't tell them verbally because then it'll just be your word against theirs. You shoot them an email and say, hey, X, Y, and Z. That's all. That's it. How do you think for the last month? How do you think I was doing as a parent?
I mean, the last month I just been in school really
I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about how do you think I was doing as a parent for the last month?
good. I mean, nothing like happened. It was normal parenting.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you how I think I thought you was doing. One time we were in the kitchen and you were like, Mom, what's going on? I've been cooking for the last month. You're like, what's going on? I've been cooking for the last month. And you don't know this, but I internalize everything. I think that's why I stay small because I internalize everything. So when you told me that, in my head, I was like, I'm not a good mom this month because I didn't.
No, I mean, like, it wasn't I wasn't, like, saying, like, you were a bad mom. I was just, like, wondering, like, if something was wrong, that's why you weren't cooking. I didn't have a problem with cooking.
I know you don't have a problem with cooking, and in a way, I'm glad that I'm teaching you how to make your dinner and our dinner in some situations, but and I'm not saying it's bad because you checked me in a kid kinda way, and I respect that, and I was like, "Alright, I'll cook tomorrow. I'll cook tomorrow." But and that was good because I was working overtime, I was trying to hang out, I was trying to date, I was trying to be a mom, and it was just like, "Oh, I'm tired." So you checked me. So did I think I was a good parent last month? I probably got a C. I gave myself a C. This month I probably will do a little bit better. How do you think I think you were as a kid this month?
I didn't do anything this month.
All right, so I think that I was very impressed how you just wanted something for yourself and you achieved it to the point where I had no idea what was happening. That
I
you
mean,
were
you
like,
told me to
yeah,
deal
I
with it
said you
myself,
deal with it. This is what you want. You did it.
and
You
then
do it, and
I
you
didn't.
did it, and you blew me away. So I think as a kid, you doing good. Oh, I get on you a lot of times, but trust me, you if you keep going, just get some good people around you, and the sky is the limit for you. I'm telling you. You have to have the good people around you. That's all. And it was a situation that happened last weekend, and and I don't know what happened, and you don't want to tell me, but I think you think, oh, my mom is small in stature. She can't hurt nobody, or I always have your safety in the back of my mind. You understand me?
Yes.
I always have Owen right here in the back of my mind. Whether you with me or not with me, I'm always thinking about your safety. So don't think, oh, my mom is hanging out and she's not thinking about me. No, I'm always thinking about you. And if you ever feel uncomfortable, I'm not a mind reader. You have to tell me. Deal?
Yeah.
You're gonna tell me
Yeah.
when you're uncomfortable? Don't
Yes.
think you could protect me. I'm your mom until I become elderly, then you have to protect me. But for right now, I gotta protect you. And I'm gonna protect you. Don't think, oh, my mom is little kid. Nobody's scared of her. You only know mom. I was a person before I was mom. Okay? And I will put anything before you. And I've always put anything before you. But don't think, all right, I want her to have her fun, but I'm gonna protect myself. No, I'm gonna protect you. I got you. All right. You want to plug the Instagram?
The
The
Instagram,
allergies is kicking your butt. You need to take your allergy
I
medicine.
do. It's just
You
the
gotta probably take more. All right.
The Instagram is mom and son convo 6. I don't even check the Facebook
The
anymore.
Facebook is Owen Nella on Facebook. It's popping over there. It's a lot of group chats, a lot of group whatever they got going on over there. Um, I hope somebody took our conversation. Just have conversation with these kids. They need to talk. Um, Shout out to the person again that got the YouTube going in March. It was flattering. Um, you want to tell anybody anything else?
I do actually.
All right, go ahead.
Um, this is to like I'm gonna say like people coming into middle school, high school, because we have seventh graders in our building.
Hmm.
So we have kids that are
Younger than you.
younger than us, but they also see like the 12th graders, right?
Yeah.
And they're gonna obviously try to fit in, try to do things. That's not what I'm talking about, right? All right, like sometimes like you don't need like friends, and I think it took me a while to like to like realize that because like I always like especially like I always try to think like the more friends you have, oh the better. But like sometimes you don't always need friends. Like sometimes people are not gonna mess with you, or some people are not gonna like you, and that's fine because as long as you know
Yeah,
you.
some people are not gonna like you. You're not gonna know why. All right, go ahead. Sorry. That person knows who that's for, but go ahead.
But like as long as you know like you're doing yourself, you're not hurting anybody, you're not like like doing anything wrong, like it's okay. Like as long as you keep like achieving your goals, like sometimes like once you distance yourself, you're gonna achieve more goals than once you try to be Mr. Cool Guy. And I think it took me a while to realize that. And I'm still realizing it. Sometimes, I when I start having fun, I'm like, oh, I zone out and I forget what I actually have to do. But then I realize like dang, now I have to do this. Now I'm rushing to like so some like I'm not trying to say you can't have friends, but like sometimes, friends are not gonna have like
Your best
your
interest.
best interests. Like they're gonna just try to like figure out what benefits them. Like so, just make sure you keep focusing. Always make sure you put yourself first before you
Try to
try,
impress your
try to
friends.
impress your friends or even not
Oh,
even
you
your
learned
friend.
that this year?
Huh?
You learned that?
Yeah, it took me a while to learn
All
that.
right. Maybe because you're the only child too. When you go to
Yeah.
school, that's your freedom.
Yeah, it's kind of hard being social. Especially everybody has siblings.
Yeah. I told you let me give you a sibling, but
No, because I'm gonna be 15 years older
you
than
don't
you.
want no sibling at 15. But okay, so you learned that. So you learned that you don't have to be Mr. Popular guy all the time. You can fall back and still do what you gotta do. And your friends, if they're there, they're there. If they're not, they're not. Which
Yeah.
I think you need at least one friend. At least one.
Nah, you don't need friends.
You don't need no friends. I need friends.
Nah, you
I
don't
don't
need
need
friends.
friends. I like friends. I like being social.
And
I
even
like having fun.
and if you have friends, don't sweat them. Like don't make it like don't like
Don't make them your priority.
yeah, don't change your whole plans just to
All right. Okay. All right. Don't let them mess up your outing because they're not having fun. Don't let them. Oh, I don't, I don't wear, I don't wear that.
or like don't like wait on them for something. Like let's say you guys are gonna hang out and then
And they always cancel
they
it.
say let's go at 3:30. It's 3:30. You're like what happened? They say let's go at 4:30. Now it's 4:30, and the
They can't go
next thing you know now they
because they
keep
don't want to tell you they don't got no money.
no not that.
Oh, sorry.
Next thing you know it's 4:30 and it's just they just keep
They
pushing.
don't want to hang out with you.
Yeah, yeah, So you don't really need friends. Just keep focusing on yourself, especially if you're in high school. Probably never gonna see these people again, so it's really no
But
point.
it's good to have friends that you had when you were younger, because that's who really knows you. Like I still know people that when I was in your grade. I still have friends that I
I
communicate
was
with.
back in the 80s though. People are
Owen,
fake now.
come on, stop telling you don't have to just make it sound like I'm a dinosaur. But it's always good if you recognize that you have a fake individual in your circle, just distance yourself. You don't have to say, well, I don't need you. Or just let that person know, hey, bro, I think you being a little fake. They might not like it because people don't like to hear that they're fake.
You don't need friends.
You need a little bit of friends.
You don't need
Everybody
friends.
need friends because if you stay by yourself, that's when that your brain will go crazy. You start worrying about things. You need somebody to conversate with, converse
Write
with.
it down.
Yeah, write it down.
Write it down. You don't need friends.
The next podcast I see is coming to me now because I'm on overtime brain and I'm tired. The next podcast I want to talk a little bit about what do you think mama boy is? Or what is a mama's boy? Because it's such a negative connotation in our culture, which is horrible. But what is a mama's boy? And also, do you think you're a mama's boy?
Answer that right now.
You want to? I think we got. Do you think you can answer it right now, or do you want to answer it next
I can
podcast?
answer it right now.
All right.
Well, so Mama's Boy is a pretty prehistoric thing, like back in your time.
Okay.
So we don't really have Mama's Boy or Daddy's Girl anymore. I mean,
Okay.
if you have a relationship with your mom, that's like good.
Okay.
People that don't have a relationship with their parents kind of get clowned
Okay.
now. Like, it's not a flex to say, "Oh, I don't talk to my mom," or, "Oh, I had an argument with my mom." It's like, or, "I had an argument with my dad." That's not a flex now. I feel like it used to be a flex. People used to be like, "Oh, yeah, I had an argument with my mom. Oh, yeah, she lets me do this and this." But now people look at you like, "Yo, your parents don't care about you then."
Okay.
Do I think I'm a mama's boy? Uh, Sometimes, but, like, not necessarily. I think as I get older, I understand, like, you're my mother, I gotta be there. But, like, I'm also gonna see how I get further. My
I can't wait. Trust me,
I'm
bro.
about to go to
We in
college,
this
so
together. You
I
can't
gotta
wait, and
start
I
I
can't
gotta
wait.
start preparing myself to, but I don't feel like I've ever been a mom. I don't feel like,
I don't think I
I had attached to you, but, like, once I'm out, I don't wanna go back. I didn't wanna go back
No,
to
I don't
this.
think you're a mama's boy. It's a negative connotation in the black culture, but I don't think you're a mama's boy, and I deliberately didn't raise you to be a mama's boy. The only thing I always tell you is what? Let's see if you can think about it.
I
Oh,
don't know, you
you
told me a
gotta
lot.
show emotion.
You tell me a lot. Oh, yeah,
That's the
cause
only thing. But other than that, I let you be. I let you find Owen. I let you. I'm not
I remember
always.
after a basketball game, she seen me cry, she would've thought you would've thought that she had to pull out the manual because she forgot what to do.
Yeah, cause I don't see Owen crying. I'm like, "Oh, you gotta cry, man. You gotta show emotion. Let it out, cause I don't want you to start dating at in your 20s and then your girl is calling me, "Owen is crying." And I'm like, "What?" You gotta show
Planning my birth
emotion.
I'm starting to think about my birthday already. It's
Yeah.
it's in 186 days.
Oh god. You see how he's thinking about his birthday, cause why? My birthday is next month.
Yeah, her birthday's next
Selfish, man.
Mother's Day
Selfish.
Mother's Day
Mother's
and
Day is next week.
May
Happy Mother's Day. And guys, people, stop asking women are they mothers before you say
it
Happy
shouldn't
Mother's
be
Day.
Mother's Day, it should be Women's Day.
Just say Happy
But y'all have
Mother's
a
Day.
whole month, so
Just say Happy Mother's Day. Stop asking a woman, "Are you a mother?" "Oh, yeah, happy." Just say it. That's it, and keep it moving. And if she don't want to accept the Happy Mother's Day,
her birthday.
it's fine. But I'm a Father's Day girl, and his daddy is a mama's day man, and that's so fitting. Look at him. He's finished with the
And
podcast.
their
So,
birthdays.
guys, make
I
sure you
wasn't
guys listen, like, share. I appreciate all the feedback that you guys are giving me on my text message, but please leave the comments. I have no involvement with the comments.
Yo, so, like, basically, if
That's
you don't see her here or on the Instagram, she's not even involved.
yeah, I'm sorry,
It's me that's
but
seeing
we're
it.
really conversating. This is us.
She's gonna see it eventually.
Eventually I take a look to make sure you guys are not saying nothing disrespectful, but just like and
The
share.
Instagram is me,
Just like and share. The Instagram is
Mama
Mom and
Son
Son
Convo
Convo 6.
6.
The Facebook is Owen Nella. There's no and between. Owen Nella, one word. Leave a comment for us. Let us know what you guys want to hear us talk about. Make sure you guys are talking to your children. Make sure you find out what's going on. Check their mail. I know a lot of parents tell me they don't even go in their kids' rooms. Crazy to me, but whatever. Until next time, we talk to you guys later. Bye.